Welcome back to Kiesel News, everybody. To start today off, we actually have a very interesting update on Lunchly, and I'm not talking really about how KSI has been responding to people like Dan TDM and Jacksepticeye criticizing Lunchly and all that. I think people have talked about this in depth by this point, but I feel like what a lot of people haven't been talking about recently is Dr. Mike's response to Lunchly. Now, I'm sure you all know who Dr. Mike is. I first heard of him when he fought iDubbbz in Creator Clash when Rice Gun was too much of a pussy to fight him. But he's actually a genuine doctor, and he knows his shit, right? And basically, he's against Lunchly, and his reasoning is that, so there's obviously certain guidelines for how much percentage of calories in food should be of saturated fat or sugar, and how many calories kids should get in their meals. And kids are obviously the main demographic for Lunchly. So kids should apparently be having meals that are around 600 calories, and the Lunchly turkey meal is around 230 calories. So according to Dr. Mike, that would mean that a kid would have to eat around 2.7 portions to get enough calories. And that's not the only problem with Lunchly, as 10% of the calories in your meal should come from, or less than 10% even, should come from saturated fat. And the Lunchly turkey has 23% of the calories come from saturated fat, and less than 10% of your calories in your meal should come from added sugars, and Lunchly turkey is just over that with 10.4%. So it's obviously not as bad as saturated fat, but just think about it this way. Like, an average 625 calorie meal should only have, like, less than 10%, and then you have a meal that's like a third of that, and it's still way over the limit. So that just shows to me how dangerous this actually is for kids. So even though I was defending Mr. Beast KSI and Logan Paul initially, I don't think I really can anymore, because it's clearly not healthier like they're claiming it to be. Next, James Cameron has joined the board of directors for Stability AI. This is just, what the dude, come on! Like, you've made so many profitable, good movies, like fucking Avatar, you made fucking Titanic, and you're resulting to this? Like, you're one of the filmmakers that has proven that you don't need to rely on fucking AI to make a good story, make a good movie. And now, he's fucking pussying out and going into AI and advocating for it. Are you serious? Is Avatar 3, 4, 5, whatever, all gonna be made with AI? I already wasn't gonna see it, but if you're leaning that heavy into it, fuck you, dude. Sonic is going to be crossing over with the Justice League for a comic series. This is pretty fucking cool, you know? I mean, Marvel's crossing over with fucking Disney characters, but, like, that's way more lame than this, if you ask me, to be honest. I think Sonic actually fits pretty well with the DC mythos, if you really think about it. So I think it's high time that we got a crossover like this. Now, I wonder if this will eventually lead to an animated project, because we did see, like, a little animated teaser thing that had Shadow related to Batman and all that, right? So, who knows? They did end up doing an animated Batman and TMNT thing, and they did a Batman and TMNT comic, so who knows? AI chatbot versions of several celebrities such as John Cena, Christian Bale, Awkwafina, and Keegan-Michael Key are now available for Meta. So instead of like Meta using their traditional voices when you ask for chats, they'll now use those celebrity voices. Now, I don't really see a problem with this as opposed to the James Cameron AI thing, because all of these celebrities have willingly chosen to have their voices used, so there's no real ethical concerns with this. So if people really want to talk with Awkwafina, go right ahead. If you want to talk with John Cena, go right ahead, man. You now have to pay to add a member outside of your household for Disney+. They've really started to enforce their password sharing at this point. And okay, I don't want to defend Disney here. Like, if there's any company that doesn't need more money, it's Disney, right? But I don't think that this is the worst thing in the world, having password sharing. Because, for one, it can prevent hackers from fucking getting into my shit. Like, I remember hackers hacked into my Netflix account one time. I didn't permit them to go on, but it's like, oh, you can't watch Netflix now because there's too many people watching your account, even though I was the only fucking one watching shit. So yeah, it led me to find out that there were hackers in my account. They were changing the subtitles, changing the audio, everything. And if we have anti-password sharing methods like this, then I think that's a good way to stop that from happening. Of course, you could argue that they could just put in more preventative measures for the hacking, and fair enough. But yeah, I don't think password sharing is that big of an issue to have to deal with, you know? Now, I know that I haven't covered any of the Diddy situation on Kiesel News before, but I'm sure you all know the allegations of essentially sex trafficking, sexual assault. He hosted all these parties, kind of similar to like Epstein and all that shit. And what I do want to talk about now, though, is how Netflix has bought 50 Cent's Diddy Documentary, and now they're going to be making a documentary about Diddy and all of his crimes and all the allegations and all that shit. And yeah, don't get me wrong, I get that Netflix is just chasing the bag here. I don't blame them for wanting to chase the bag, but they couldn't have made it more glaringly obvious. like they could have accepted 50 Cent's pitch before, but nope, they're waiting till right now when Diddy's at the peak of the public eye. But the funny thing is, by the time this documentary actually releases, I guarantee you this whole situation will not be nearly as big as it is now. So if only Netflix could like rush out the content and then just have it released by tomorrow or some shit. This could definitely bring the Diddy situation back into the public eye, even if it goes out for a while, though, as 50 Cent claims that there's more that we don't even know yet, like more aside from the clips that have come out, so yeah, that's very, very intriguing. Coke apparently allows you to put like names or words or some shit on your cans, but they don't allow the word Jesus, while they allow the word Satan. Oh my god, this is such a big deal. This is such a big deal. Oh my god. Okay, obviously not, but I do wonder why the fuck they don't allow the word Jesus, but they allow Satan. Like what? Why are any words banned? Like I could see banning the obvious ones, like fuck or something, but why ban Jesus? Apparently the words Trump and Trump 2024 weren't allowed either, while Kamala Harris and Allah were. So yeah, you can imagine that Christians and Trump supporters were getting mad at this. And honestly, I don't really blame them, to be honest. If you're going to allow certain religious figures to be on there, or certain politicians to be on there, you should allow all of them. And another good point that people made was that Jesus is a common name for people. So like, you know how like Starbucks, you put your name on your cup. Like, what if you wanted to do that with your Coke can and a person's name was Jesus and they couldn't even put their name on? Or like even Jesus, like a lot of people's name is pronounced Jesus, but it's spelled Jesus, and you can't put that on? Like, come on, man. Thankfully, in response to the backlash, it seems that all these words have now been banned. So not only have they banned Jesus and Trump, but they've banned Kamala and Allah as well. Basically, they said that they banned any words that are trademarked, political in nature, names of countries, celebrities, religious figures, or anything that could be considered offensive. So, alright, hopefully this holds true. Agatha All Along got 9.3 million views in its first 7 days on Disney+. What? Are you serious? I thought for sure no one would be watching this shit. I thought for sure no one would watch it at all. Because it's the one MCU show that I haven't even, thought of watching. Like I haven't even, the thought to watch it hasn't even crossed my mind. Like Secret Invasion, I tried to watch it. I couldn't get through it, unfortunately. But I was trying to see how this compares to other Marvel shows, and the only comparison I could really get was Loki Season 2, which got 10.9 million views in its first 3 days. So that is overall much better than Agatha All Along. But, Agatha All Along still got pretty fucking close to Loki Season 2. Overall, for a show that I expected no one to watch, very, very impressive. Maybe I will check it out. If any of you guys have seen it, let me know if it's worth it in the comments. Lastly, I just wanted to bring up TwitchCon, with this funny story being that Saikuno was mistaken for Pokimane, and it's Timmy. What? I think everyone who went to TwitchCon was just fucked, honestly. There's so many different harassment cases that happened. A dude got his nipple sucked. There's so much shit. And I think it just shows that TwitchCon should just be abolished. And what we should do is that we should have VidCon just as the sole social media event, and then you have different sections for YouTubers, Twitch streamers, TikTokers, and they're just all in one event, but they're separated. It's not like how VidCon, it shouldn't be like how VidCon has been recently, where it feels like it's just TikTokCon, because all you see is TikTokers, not YouTubers. But it should just be a combination of all of them. So that way, I think it would actually be easier for shit not to get out of control, because you have smarter people from all the platforms be able to counter all of these weird people who are coming into TwitchCon. But as for Saikuno being mistaken for Pokimane, what?